There we go. There we go. Now we're live. Just prepping up one of the canvases before things get going. I really should have this over here. Made the pillow paint a little too thick this time, but maybe it'll look really cool when we spin it out. Finally cleaned off the Lazy Susan earlier today, so I won't have to worry about that cork board getting in the way of things. But I'm excited to see what kind of results we get with the new paint that I mixed up. So this is our canvas today. I believe this is, let's see, what size is this? Canvas today is a 6x8 from the dollar store. Dollar store has been pretty regular about keeping up with their canvases. And I've noticed the smaller canvases tend to be a little more loose and relaxed than the larger ones. So I decided to go with the larger canvas for today's video. And I just want to get those edges so that way the colors that we add to the pillow paint will just flow off the sides real nice and easy. I think it's almost time for me to clean out the bin, the paint bin where all of the drips go. Alrighty, let's set this one aside. We've got our pillow paint set on top, which is just Craft Smart right here, mixed with 1-to-1 water, keeping things nice and easy. And here we've got our pour cup. I'm going with the shorter cup today just to make sure I make my colors count. But let's take a look at the color lineup. Here we've got this green teal that I mixed. I couldn't get the label off, but this isn't Praying brand, but this is the color. And I really love this sea green that we've got going on. Hello, welcome those of you in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me stand up so I can actually see you guys. Okay, so we've got a sea green that I mixed, and we've got a nice bright pumpkin orange. I like to go for some contrasting colors today. Got those two, white, and I want to add this pearly pink that I also mixed up. I'm thinking about calling it Rose Blush. And most of these colors are made with dollar store paint, so they're already going to be nice and thin for us. And lastly, I want to give this dark, almost shimmery midnight blue a try, which it's not exactly a midnight blue. It's more like a, well, when I mixed it, the colors were black, blue, and a glitter, well, not glitter, a shimmer teal. So if anything, it's going to be more like a slate gray. All right, I want to see what all of these colors together give us. So let's go in. Let's start off strong. Let's start off with the pumpkin orange. Get that little guy out of there. Oh, well. Okay. What's going on? Okay, just a little bit. Followed up by the sea green. Oh, that's super liquidy. I bet you at some point we're going to get mud paint. Especially when you have two contrasting colors like that together. Okay, next we're going to go in with the rose blush. Let's bring back a little bit of that orange. I didn't realize how much paint dried on. This one might end up giving us some trouble. Seeing as how it's coming out all gloppy. You know what? To keep the contrast strong, let's add in some yellow. It's not as bright as the other colors, but it should help to kind of break everything up without being too chaotic. All right, next let's try out this, what did I call it? Slate blue, slate silver. I don't know, maybe I'll have a color chart from my colors at some point. And we are going to go a little more chaotic with this one. Okay, I like what we've got so far. That looks pretty cool. If I can get something like this on the canvas, that's going to be super neat. Okay, really quick. Do you see anything? Do you see any pictures or images? If you do, take a screenshot, outline it, and send it to me on Instagram so I can see what you guys see. Kind of like those ink blot tests. I think I see a paw print. That's cute. Okay, let's see what we get on the canvas. Let's move this guy back into frame. And I know the pillow paint's not 100% level, and I'm actually going to keep it like that. I'm going to see if the pillow paint ends up affecting the way how the colors sit on it and spin out. So here we go. We might get a lot of mud, but this is an experiment, so it'll be okay. I think that orange and green teal are working really nice together. That teal, though, is like super duper liquidy. I mean, that looks cool, but I don't want it to completely take over. Let's get this on the turntable and see what happens. I'm going to turn the screen off for just a second while I move you guys around, okay? There we go. And if it'll let me zoom in, awesome. Alrighty, let's see what we get. Alrighty, it looks like we have some cells forming. That's giving me some hope. Ooh. Okay, so it's going to want to spin off the top of the page. So let's drag that down. Okay, that looks kind of neat. Spin it again. Ooh, we've got some more cells. Okay, so a lot of these colors, yeah, they're just pulling off. I think that teal green was just too liquidy. that's looking pretty good. Let's kind of save a little bit of what we have here and just add some to the corners. This will kind of keep the paint that we have on those corners already. So when it stretches out, we're not going to completely lose it. I'd like to keep some of that, especially after putting it into the cup. I think I'd be okay with a little bit of white showing, but considering there's not white anywhere else, I don't think I really want it to show that much. Okay, that's looking better. Yep, okay. That looks good. Let me bring it back up and I will zoom you guys in. That way we can have a closer look. And I think for our next canvas, we'll do less of that teal green, just with how liquidy it is. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty cool. Got some nice cells going on. Ooh, I like that. Kind of looks like a geode. I really like the contrast more between the orange and the dark slate color that I used. Let me go get a drying rack and set that one aside. Okay. Nice. For our next canvas, I'm going to leave this one dry. We are not going to add any paint, any pillow paint onto it, and we are just going to do a straight pour in the center. I'm not too worried about cross-contamination. So let's take what we have already and just add more to it. I'd really like for that rose blush to stick around, just because it adds a nice soft feel to the painting, I think, and I actually think it complements both the orange and the green really, really well. Just have to make sure I don't run into any paint skins. And it's going to be thicker, so I'm hoping with the heavier body weight, it's going to pull out a little bit nicer. And really drag the rest of the colors with it. I will add some more of that orange back in. I do want to be a little chaotic with this one. I think that just looks pretty cool. Okay, where did the orange go? Here it is. And you know what? Since we added yellow to the last one, I'm going to make an executive decision, and we are going to add in some Fluid Art Ready to Pour in gold. I love adding metallic shimmers to my paints. I think it just really adds a whole new dimension to things. But I can't help myself sometimes. Okay, so here is our cup. Same thing as the last time. If you see any images, take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram. I want to see what you guys see. And it's the same name handle as my YouTube channel. All right, Let's give it a go. Oops. I'm just gonna lay it down right in the center. Ooh, that already looks so cool. I'm excited. I think adding in the gold was a really good idea. Let's kind of drag it down the center a little bit. That way we've got an even dispersal of colors. Okay, I am getting super excited for this one. And let's finish off the rest of the cup. Some of the pour cups that I have, they're just so pretty. I really wish there was a way I could make them like food safe and like give them out as gifts or something. Because look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? The one cup I was using before the start of my live stream, like that's super cool. But it's paint, and last I checked, you shouldn't drink paint. All right. Let's, instead of throwing this on the turntable, let's just start tilting things and kind of get it started. That way we can stretch it out. I might not even need to put this on the turntable. Boy, orange is coming in strong. Whoops. No, I don't think I'll put this one on the turntable. Look at that. Oh my goodness, I love it. Somehow, whenever I do these live streams, my second canvas is almost always better than my first. Somebody help me explain science to that, if there is. Oh my, wow. All of those details. Let's get a closer look. Ooh, yeah, that gold was a good call. That's nice. So many cells, too. I promise that's not blue. That's the teal green you guys are seeing. But my phone's autocorrect is just, it goes haywire sometimes. That is nice. I really like this one. I can't wait to take pictures. So for those of you new to my channel, on my Instagram, when my pour paintings are dry, I will take close-up pictures of the different quadrants, and it adds a whole new perspective to each pour painting that I do. Takes you to a new world, if you will. Typically, I only do 2 or 3 canvases, but due to financial reasons, I'm only going to do 2 canvases today. I do have to save the rest of my stock. So unfortunately, this is the end of our live stream. Let's take a quick look in the cup. Now that looks cool just by itself. But yeah, this is the end of our live stream. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you enjoyed watching these creations as they unfold. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can keep up with these live streams, and follow me on Instagram so you can see those up-close pictures. All right, I will see you guys next Monday. Bye for now.